The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. A man is in custody and accused of two different robberies. We'll have details ahead.
Students and parents are shaken up by a hit list discovered in a textbook at a Central Kentucky school.
And two U.S. Olympic swimmers have had to turn over their passports to the police and stay in Brazil for now for questioning.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Good morning and welcome to you. It's good to have you along on Thursday, August 18th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. I think we're going to play that familiar storm game today.
Yeah.
You know, kind of dodging them. It's here and it's not here.
Song.
Well, we could do that too.
That's kind of the deal. And more numerous to the south, it sounds like, as the day goes along. We're holding out for those improvements after the weekend. But let's check in with Micah, see what's going on right now.
Yeah, we saw the front over us trying to fizzle on out as we speak, and that's sparking up some showers once again across the region, especially down in the southern zones. You go south of I-64, that's where we're holding on to some showers and a few rumbles here and there, but those rumbles are now falling apart, so just rain outside. Mostly south for today, mostly, not fully south. So we're going to get into that. I'll show you your weekend forecast coming up.
See you in a bit with that. Thank you.
First this mid-morning, a man accused of two robberies now faces charges. Police say James Bell managed to pull off the thefts within a few hours of each other, but he avoided being arrested for more than 2 months.
Police say back in May, two men scuffled at a Rite Aid over a wallet containing $180. James Bell allegedly snatched another man's wallet and tried to run, but the owner of the wallet tackled Bell before he made it all the way out the door. Bell escaped, but left behind his jacket containing his wallet and his Social Security card. Police say Bell later robbed the Sally Beauty Supply on Sir Barton Way. He's been apprehended now and is currently in the Fayette County Detention Center. The discovery of a hit list at a Central Kentucky high school has left many parents concerned about student safety.
School officials at Estill County High School say it was found in a textbook with the words hit list written inside the front cover yesterday morning. Superintendent Jeff Saylor didn't say how many names were on the list, but did say the students listed and their parents were notified. Saylor said school officials know who wrote the list, but that person's name hasn't been released because of his or her age. We're told that person has not been arrested but does face charges.
Investigators say a Madison County man has died after being injured in a crash on Interstate 75. State police say Joshua Thompson rear-ended a semi-truck Tuesday night between Richmond and Berea. They say the semi he hit was moving very slowly because of a traffic delay, that it was caused by another semi that had caught fire on the interstate shortly before. Police say Thompson was taken to Baptist Health Hospital in Richmond, where he later died.
A deadly Woodford County crash is under investigation this morning as well. It happened yesterday afternoon on McCowan's Ferry Road near Versailles. The Woodford County coroner tells us Teresa Lake was killed after her car left the roadway and flipped. The coroner says Lake's body did not have any signs of trauma, so he believes she may have had a medical issue before the crash. An autopsy has been scheduled.
Organizers of an annual event in eastern Kentucky say that event may be in jeopardy now following a recent theft. Officials with the Kiwanis Club in Perry County say someone stole their trailer where they kept many of the items needed for the annual Soapbox Derby.
While the stuff probably doesn't have value to most people, it was instrumental in us putting on the Soapbox Derby, and it's expensive to replace. So if we can't replace it, I don't know that we'll be able to do the Soapbox.
Police suspect the thieves hooked that trailer up to a white or silver SUV and drove off, and they say it was last seen heading northbound on Highway 15 in Perry County. A Central Kentucky cemetery is telling Pokemon Go players to go away and stay away. In a Facebook post, Frankfort Cemetery said playing Pokemon there is no longer allowed. While it's open to the public, managers say the cemetery is still private property, and they're asking people to stop playing the game there out of respect for those visiting the graves of loved ones or attending burial services.
Well, some rocking chairs stolen from the front porch of a Lexington home have been returned. Earlier this month, we showed you surveillance video of the theft from a home on West 3rd Street. Police say someone later recognized the suspected thief thanks to that video. Police later cited William Asperry of Lancaster for receiving stolen property.
Louisiana could be looking at its biggest housing crunch since Hurricane Katrina a decade ago. An estimated 40,000 homes have already been damaged by the flooding there. State officials say people are staying in shelters, bunking with friends or relatives, or sleeping in trailers on their front lawns. The Federal Emergency Management Agency says it will be looking into lining up rental properties for those who've been left homeless, and they'll consider using temporary housing units as well. The White House says the Homeland Security Secretary will visit the state today to look over the federal government's response to the flooding. At least 13 people have died in the historic floods. Fire crews in California's San Bernardino County are still working to try to keep a massive wildfire from spreading more. The so-called Blue Cut Fire has already burned more than 30,000 acres in 36 hours. More than 82,000 people have been forced to evacuate their homes. The forecast is calling for hot and dry, breezy conditions again today there. Red flag conditions remain in effect for San Bernardino County through 9 o'clock tonight. Really is a challenge out there.
Oh, those pictures are just amazing.
Unbelievable. Well, Team USA swimmers Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz are at an undisclosed location in Brazil this morning after being pulled off of a plane late last night in Rio.
The two, along with swimmer Jimmy Fagan, are now stuck in the country and will be questioned by local police about their teammate Ryan Lochte's account of being robbed at gunpoint. Lochte is already back in the U.S. Hannah Daniels has the latest.
U.S. swimmers Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz were taken off their U.S.-bound flight home and instead briefly detained at the airport in Rio by local authorities. Their Brazilian defense lawyer spoke with reporters saying the athletes were confused and shaken with the judge's decision not to let them leave the country. A Brazilian judge has ordered the swimmers' passports seized because of discrepancies in their stories. And now even more questions over Lochte's first account of the robbery Sunday night.
They pulled us over, they pulled out their guns, they told the other swimmers to get down on the ground, and then the guy pulled out his gun, he cocked it, put it to my forehead, he said get down, and I was like, I put my hands up, I was like, whatever.
New surveillance video obtained by DailyMail.com apparently showed Ryan Lochte, Jimmy Fagan, Conger, and Bentz returning to the Olympic Village around 7 a.m. Sunday morning after a night of partying. They appear to still have their belongings on them, and investigators say the men don't seem distraught and are seen joking with each other. Lochte is back in the U.S. His version of the robbery changed again last night. He reportedly told NBC there were two gunmen and that the gun was just pointed in his direction. He also said their taxi was not pulled over, but was at a gas station. Lochte's attorney says Brazilian officials are just trying to deflect criticism of problems at the Rio Games. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
The three remaining swimmers will be questioned by police today and not allowed to leave Brazil until providing testimony to investigators.
Donald Trump is back on the campaign trail today with new leadership in charge of his campaign. Yesterday, the Republican nominee named Steve Bannon of Breitbart News as chief executive of his campaign, and Kellyanne Conway is the new campaign manager. Despite those changes, rival Hillary Clinton says Trump is still the same man who insults Gold Star families and others. A routine job took an unexpected turn for a veteran of the University of Kentucky's police department.
Captain Kevin Franklin was directing traffic on campus yesterday morning when a car pulled up to him. A woman inside was in labor. They were 2 blocks from the hospital, but the mother was in full delivery. That's when Captain Franklin stepped in and delivered the baby. Moments after the birth, emergency crews arrived and took the mother and baby to the hospital.
But Captain Franklin was very emotional because, anytime a baby's born, a parent or a grandparent is very emotional.
Now, this isn't the first time Captain Franklin, who's also a registered nurse, has helped deliver a baby. Police say he delivered another child nearly 20 years ago while eating at a restaurant in Lexington. As for the latest newborn, doctors say it was a healthy baby girl.
All
Isn't
right.
that sweet?
It really is.
I'm so glad that he just jumped in and did that.
Right place at the right time
Yes.
with the skills to get it done.
Yes. Well, keep it right here this mid-morning. Coming up, not one but 2 new pandas recently entered the world at a zoo in Austria.
And the author of the Harry Potter series will be delivering more stories about the boy who is a powerful wizard.
Some showers down in the southern zones at this moment as that front tries to pass on through. There's two fronts still in the forecast. One this weekend that will bring us a big shine at cooler air. I'll have that coming up next.
Your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
And look, a lot of this is going to continue to flow eastbound, and we're going to be seeing not so much heavy rain out of this. You'll get some heavy downpours here and there in Rockcastle County and off towards, say, Jackson, there, McKee area, Annville. That's where you're going to be seeing that. But a few light showers down farther south than that. Now, the rain chance for today is mainly for southern Kentucky. It's already there this morning, and where it's raining, obviously that's 100% chance of rain, but still is kind of just an all-together type of situation, 40% down south, okay? You go over toward Cumberland Parkway, you go into Hal Rogers Parkway, those are areas that have the better opportunity. The farther north that you go is the better likelihood of actually staying dry. So around here in Lexington, we're at 20%. There is a possibility of a stray shower, maybe even a stray thunderstorm. Farther north you go than that into the northern zones, then you're talking about only a 10%. But anywhere from, say, Pikeville all the way to London through Somerset into Adair County, that is your best bet for rain chances today. Let's talk about your Saturday. This weekend's a big weekend. We have a lot going on, a lot kicking off tomorrow festival-wise. You got the Kentucky State Fair kicking off today, but Lake Cumberland BG Festival, the Bluegrass Festival going on down toward Lake Cumberland and Russell Springs. Pioneer Days Festival, that's going on in Harrodsburg, and that's kicking off tomorrow and going through Saturday. And here's the look. It's not widespread. Not everybody will see rain during the daylight hours on Saturday. However, we're putting a 40% chance of rain in there. And then we head off into the nighttime hours. That is a different story. Check that out. Now it's pretty widespread. So Saturday night into Sunday morning is your best bet of actually picking up on some of these showers and thunderstorms. Right now it's such a tough call on timing in terms of is it 7, is it 8, is it 9 p.m. when it arrives? There's no way you can tell right now because so many models are throwing out totally different things. So as of right now, just know it's late in the day on Saturday, off into Sunday morning, and that's what we're going to be dealing with as we head towards your Saturday. Now, into Sunday, it looks like much of the rain comes during the first half of the day, and then it moves on out. And once it moves on out, the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday look mainly dry, not just mainly dry, but also really nice feeling too. 79 degrees there Saturday afternoon. Upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, guys, Monday through Wednesday. Looks pretty good, and even after that, I still don't see a chance of rain Thursday and Friday. So
it's going to be a good feel.
Good, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Now this has got to be a real treat. Panda twins have surprised zookeepers at the Schönbrunn Zoo in Vienna, Austria.
Zookeepers thought they heard two babies squeaking. They weren't sure, though, until Friday when they saw the twins on camera for the first time. Now, quite often when giant pandas give birth to twins, the mother usually only rears the stronger of the two. So zookeepers are keeping a very close eye on them. But according to Chinese tradition, the young pandas won't be named until they are 100 days old. But this mama seems to be taking care of both of them.
She seems to be caring about both of those little babies. Yeah. A sweet picture there. Really we'll see what happens.
They're rare in the world, you know. So,
oh, yes. Yeah. Well, a new film explores the trauma of sneaker violence. And J.K. Rowling has a lot more to say about life at Hogwarts.
Daniel Nottingham now has those stories and more in your Eye on Entertainment.
More stories are on the way about the magical world of Harry Potter. Author J.K. Rowling is coming out with a new collection of stories about Hogwarts, which will be on the Pottermore website in early September. The new works include stories about the headmistress, Professor McGonagall, and the potions master, Horace Slughorn. Lady Gaga broke the news on social media. She's releasing a new single called Perfect Illusion in September. Gaga has been working on her next solo album, the first since the 2013 release of Art Pop. And Cher took to Twitter telling fans she's ready to make some music. The singer is campaigning for Hillary Clinton and says she'll start her new CD when she's back. A teenage boy gets the Nikes of his dreams in the new movie Kicks. The shoes symbolize an escape from poverty and neglect, but they also turn him into a target. Director Justin Tipping says the story came from his own experience of being robbed for his brand new Nikes.
It was actually, the fallout of being just jumped and the humiliation that followed.
The robbery made him question why masculinity is associated with violence. His first feature film opens September 9th. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Donate blood, it's only fair.
You can help the Kentucky Blood Center at the Kentucky State Fair this year. Next. And tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is $61 million, and Saturday's Powerball is $110 million.
Welcome back. Great to have you here with us on Mid-Morning on WKYT. Going to the State Fair, you can roll up your sleeves and help save lives while you're there. For the first time ever, Kentucky Blood Center is accepting blood donations at the Kentucky State Fair.
Martha Osborne with the Kentucky Blood Center is here to tell us all about it. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And this is a first time.
It is. So we're calling it Kentucky State Fair Days at Kentucky Blood Center.
Well, that makes good sense.
We're going to celebrate at all of our locations, and we've done a great shirt for the occasion.
Oh, that's nice. I really like that.
It's a fair thing to do, donating blood, right?
Yeah, and I love the back of it too. Nice colors and everything.
Yes.
Very good.
So we need all blood types, and so you can go and enjoy the fair, get a hat. Everyone that donates at any of our locations will get this shirt. If you donate at the State Fair, we've got a hat for you too to keep you off the
there you go.
keep the sun off your head.
Martha, why did you decide to do that? Obviously, there's a big crowd at the State Fair.
There is, and we think it's a great chance not only to have people donate blood, but also to let people know more about Kentucky Blood Center and the need for blood in the state of Kentucky and who we are and just all of that. So we think it's a great opportunity. We're very excited about it.
Well, and especially this time of year when everybody is running in every direction. It's so... everything's going on, so chaotic in our lives. Those reminders are very important.
They really are, and it's been a particularly chaotic year, I think, and with all the flooding in Louisiana and other things, the Louisiana blood centers are struggling because they're not able to collect blood. So there's not really a lot of blood in the country right now.
The compromised issues in South Florida with the Zika concerns and all of that. Just to update on that, is any local impact at this point?
Only that we still ask that if you visited Miami-Dade in the last 28 days that you self-defer from donating. And so that's great. It's not spread any further. So.
Okay, with this current blood drive here, do you need an appointment or what do people need to do?
They can just drop right in. And you know that we're in the Health Horizon building at the State Fair and that we're just inside the South Wing B lobby, right near the Kentucky Lottery booth, so we should be easy to find. We're going to have a lot of fun there, so everybody can stop by and do a good deed while they're at the State Fair.
And then feel good about going out and eating some of that State Fair food, you know, a special treat after you've done it.
Yeah, reward yourself with a funnel cake.
That's exactly right.
Sounds like fun. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Good luck with it.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning.
Going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up on this Thursday. Coming up a little later, WKYT News at noon. We'll find out more about a rash of car break-ins happening in Franklin and Anderson counties.
The latest on the legal battle between Governor Matt Bevin and former Governor Steve Beshear.
And we'll find out more about a huge tree that suddenly fell between two homes. The reason? Well, it's still a mystery.
News, weather, and sports ahead at noon on WKYT. Well, today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, chocolate chip cookies.
They look good. I saw them as we headed to break there. They say they're worthy of the title, Best Cookie Ever.
Today, I want to discuss something that many of us take very seriously. I'm talking about how to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie. It seems that everyone has their own idea of what makes a cookie perfect. Some like them soft and want them to bend when they break in half. To get that consistency, you need to use brown sugar instead of white and make sure your butter is softened or even melted. Prefer a cookie with a crunch? The trick here is to use all butter and no shortening. Also, adding an extra tablespoon or two of liquid will make your dough spread when it bakes, giving us a thinner, crispier cookie. If you want your cookies more cake-like, the secret here is to add an extra egg and replace the butter with shortening or margarine. That, along with switching the baking soda for baking powder, will make your cookies puffier. What we did today was combine the best of these tips in order to make what we think really is the perfect cookie. I know this sounds too good to be true, but the recipe for what we call our best cookie ever is online now. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a cookie that's soft in the center, crispy on the edges, and every bite
Or dunk.
will have you saying, ooh, it's so good. Not good? You little dunker, you.
You dip it in milk.
I think it sounds perfect.
Pretty
It really
good.
sounds good. Absolutely. All right, so our forecast sounds really, really nice next week, but not so much the rest of this week, okay? So today we're still looking at storms mainly south of I-64. Friday, it's more of that hit and miss variety that, you know, not many people will see that, but if you do, some heavy downpours are possible. And then Saturday, during the daylight hours, guys, as of right now, the timing on this, during the daylight, it's 40%. It's during the nighttime that you start to see that widespread rain move on in. So Saturday night into Sunday morning is when we'll start to see some of that heavy rain. And that could lead to a few problems, especially the chance, an isolated chance at severe weather. It's definitely no widespread severe weather heading our way, but it is a strong front, and it is going to knock down our temperatures. You saw that into Sunday afternoon off into next week. It looks phenomenal.
I mean, it
Really, really
does. That's
fun.
going to be
Yes.
really nice. Huh? All right.
For the Bold and the Beautiful's next on
Yeah.
CBS.
We want to thank you for joining us for Mid-Morning. Don't forget, we're back here with WKYT News at noon, and we'll see you then.
Have a great day, everybody.